Alright, let's get started prepping this pistol. We're going to use a razor knife, a dowel rod, this one's square, you can use round, a pen, we're going to use some masking tape, and a scrap piece of leather. First thing we're going to do is fill that space where the ejection port is, just to keep the Kydex from dropping in there too deep. I like to take a thick piece of leather. I'll just kind of take a pen and we'll scribe it just to get it close to the right size there. That should be good. And we'll take a razor knife and we'll just kind of trim it along that line. And basically we're just trying to fill that void on the ejection port there, so that when we mold, the Kydex doesn't drop too deep into that. That should be pretty good. Measure and mark the height here. And let's go ahead and trim that. If you need to, don't be afraid to score it twice. You don't need to cut through the leather all in one shot. And this one's got just a little rounded corner in there, so we'll just take a little piece off the edge there and it should be good. Let's see. And perfect. That'll work just fine. And then we'll just take a little piece of masking tape and we'll tape that in place so that it doesn't move around or fall out on us. That should be perfect. One thing you want to do too is make sure you clean your weapon before you start to, otherwise that tape might not want to stick to it if it's a little oily there. So, alright, now we're going to take a dowel rod, and if you don't have one, we have one available in our kit here. Basically, you're just going to put it up to that front sight. We'll just make a little mark it to the rear sight. If you have a little bandsaw or handsaw, it works good too, but if you don't, you can still trim this with your razor. I usually just score each side, just kind of roll it around, and eventually you'll cut through it. And there we go. Perfect. And that'll just create us a nice little sight channel so that the front sight doesn't hang up when we draw the weapon from the holster. Now we'll just take some more of our masking tape and we'll tape it on here. Speed that up for you guys just a little bit. I like to put a long piece on there too to keep that thing from shifting around. And that should be good, and your pistol is ready to be molded.